It's May the 1st and it's heating up here in Virginia. The sun is beating down on my face. That's why I'm wearing eye protection and a hat. A lot of folk here who spend a lot of time in the garden, especially old guys with thinning hair like me, have lots of lesions on their head, and I don't want to go that way, so I protect myself at this time of year. I want to tell you more about bamboo. It's the great demon here. Behind me there's a great stand of it, which has probably been here for 40 years or more. It's of course a giant grass from China. It's invasive. People hate it, although the original owners here wanted it as a barrier, which it is very effective at. The only way to completely remove it, I think, is to get a great excavator in and dig up the rhizomes. Yeah, the rhizomes are the stems that grow underground, to be distinguished from stolons, which grow above ground, like the stems you find on strawberry plants, for example. Anyway, they grow up in our yard everywhere that they can reach, maybe 10-15 feet from the stand of bamboo. And here we have an example growing up in the raised bed, even though I protected the base when we were building it from any invasion. But there we are. It just proves how invasive this plant is. And so I had to invent Dr. Bamboo. How do we get rid of it, apart from getting rid of the whole stand, which would take an excavation crew? By the way, this stand would probably last another 50 or 60 years. It's a so-called semelparous species, a little bit like the salmon really, because they just have one big burst of reproduction, flowering in this case, and then it dies, just like the salmon dies in the river after reproduction. So that won't happen in our time, and we actually benefit from having this stand here, but we don't want it invading. On the lawn, the mower can take care of it, but what do we do about this and this here where we're not mowing? Well, I want to show you my remedy, or Dr. Bamboo will give a demonstration. Well, we're ready to attack the bamboo stand. It's growing up here in the grass several feet from the wall of bamboo. I'm not going to tackle it in the food beds, of course, but here I can treat it with herbicide. Yes, I said herbicide. I feel a bit embarrassed to admit that, because we want to go poison free in our garden, but so far I've not found any other way of dealing with this. And the way that I manage it is very confined to the plant. It shouldn't escape anywhere else if I take care. It's a herbicide called glyphosate, very well known as Roundup. And you probably know that it has a reputation now for causing cancer, although that's only on the basis of some scientific research and a couple of court cases in the US. I don't think we fully know the implications yet. I don't take chances with it. I use it very limited. So I'm going to inject it, rather like injecting an anti-serum into somebody's arm. So this is a big syringe with a sharp, heavy-duty needle on the end. I'm just taking up the weed killer, avoiding air, just like you would in a clinic, making sure you're not injecting air into somebody's arm. And now I make a little penetrating hole in the stem and poke my needle in, like so, and then just very gently inject until I see a little bit of moisture appearing at the opening, and that should be enough, because I'm using full strength. It'll be heavily diluted within this plant, but it does prove effective. we'll come back in another week or two and see what's happened to the plant. About 20 feet tall.